Thank you, Craig, for putting this. Thank you, Craig, for putting this together. Yeah, let's see. Here we go. Okay, I'm a Boston-based sculptor. I made the giant Moby Dick in Bankroll, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what I normally do, which is wood sculpture. And I'm going to use storytelling to bring these to life, in addition to the images. The most recent body work that I did was called Birds of a Feather Flock Together, and it was about 15 bird-headed female figures. And this is a brief description of where it's coming from. The birds were all different, but the idea is that they were the same inside. So mother hen clucks and scolds, chides and molds her chicks into young chickens. She's charged with caring and protecting her husband and her children in the bosom of her family. And this is a small piece, about 15 inches tall. Seagull, Cinderella, is as common as the birds we see at the beach, yet she is uncommon, like Marilla in Anne of Green Gables, corseted and bound by the sweet virtues of her character. And that's also about 15 inches tall. And I work directly with logs that I find or my friends give me. Brown Pelican is the mild-mannered librarian whose sheer white sweater shawl keeps her warm in the cold drafts. All that's missing is her gold eyeglass chain dangling on her cheeks. And I've started writing stories to go with each piece because I really do think they each have sort of a unique personality. Culture Vulture. Culture Vulture skirts the circles of popular society longing to fill up. She's highly educated yet deeply ravenous, sometimes so desperate as to feed on the carry-on of other people's losses. And this is also Culture Vulture. Red-winged blackbird sports a beauty on the outside that is balanced by the harmony within her spirit. She sings a song of loves and losses that reminds us to bear the unfairness of life with grace. And this is also cherry and locust. Actually, a friend of mine who lives out here gave me all this wood that made this whole body of work. I read the wrong Culture Vulture, but with the last one. So I'll read the other one. The original Culture Vulture, which is the other one, lurks on the edges of culture with hunger. Like an angel of mercy, she knows when to strike. Opportunistic by nature, she preys on the vulnerability of others. And sometimes they're a little edgy. They're not always nice. Happy stories. Tiger Mom longs. This was like the Battle Hymn of the Tiger Mother, the novel about Chinese mothers, and it really inspired me. I feel like I had a Chinese mother, although I'm not Chinese, but my mother was very serious. Tiger Mother, okay, well, moving on. Turkey Mother. Turkey Mother. A lot of them are maternal. I really like moms. Turkey Mother sports her headdress like a proud, strutting bird, freshly coiffed at the beauty parlor. Purely and divinely feminine, yet with sharp edges on her beak that is stained in blood. And again, cherry wood. The little match girl is out of order, I guess. My notes. Anyways, little match girl is a brave and barefooted soul. She's a metaphor for living the life of an artist, a wild child trailblazer that others emulate and admire, always ahead of the pack. Secretary bird. I got this wood in Hawaii. It's ohia wood, very exotic. Secretary bird has real attitudes, if to say, who are you calling a secretary? According to science, this bird is part of the vulture family. Her fierce predatory nature is ingrained, and that's all one piece of wood, and the black is just black paint on the carved elements. Little Red Riding Hood is anything but little. Her big feet threaten to stomp on any wolves or predators that would dare to cross her path. Her big shoulders allude to her inner strength. This was really one of the most favorite ones of the whole show, just because I think it has such an awkward feeling. Like naive, but just so awkward. Red-tailed hawk is a common presence in our midst. Like a heighted sculpture, a totem of a schoolmarm, the steely gaze of her watchful eyes mind her charges with protection and good care. And you can see some of the Native American influences that inspire my wood carvings. Black Swan, like a priestess of the soul, the black swan glides along gracefully and effortlessly, yet beneath the surface of the water, out of sight, she is paddling like crazy to stay afloat. The wood grain mimics the fluid feather patterns. This is another exotic wood called ku from Indonesia. Although normally I just use cherry or maple or locust wood. White stork brings the baby in her tummy instead of her beak. She is both a celebration of fertility and motherhood as well as a subversion of the popular myth of the baby bringer. And that's oak. Actually did a 12-foot version of that in Switzerland last summer. That's on my website. That we'll get to at the end here. Bantam Babe is a lot like Mother Hen, although she's more like, she's as dominant as only a grandmother or matriarch of a family can be. Bearing the symbolic colors of the rooster, she's the breadwinner of the family and has a powerful head. So that's also cherry, which came from Western Mass. Cardinal was created as an icon to future possibilities, as if women could hold the high office in the Catholic Church. What would that look like? Olive drab wing patches and blood red war paint. Yes, I have a very vivid imagination, and I put it all into my sculpture because this is a piece of apple wood. Dancing Crane was designed to fit within a very narrow composition that was determined by the wood I chose. She dances in spirit with the red-headed cranes from Indian miniature paintings. And it was a really narrow piece of wood, but it was really beautiful, and I was like determined to use it to make a sculpture. And there's my blog. You can check out more of my work. Thank you.